So let's just come into our practice for our short 45-minute session here. And what we want to try to understand is when we do meditation, we do it for many reasons, but I think the essence, or one of the things that I guess our philosophy behind the meditation practice or moving on the spiritual path is not being affected by the external circumstances in life, the external world. And we want to shift our happiness to be not affected by the external world, by the events that's happening around us. Our happiness is only dictated by what's happening inside of us. Okay, and so we are conditioned to look outside through our eyes, see what's happening, and that is the perspective that we're sort of conditioned from the time we're born to the end of our life. And so when you do come across these great teachers, these gurus, philosophical texts, books that you read along these lines, you start to see that actually it's the external world that should not impact us at all in terms of our happiness. So what does that mean in terms of meditation? What that really means is we need to observe what's happening inside and not giving so much weight and importance to the people and to the events outside, because our happiness 100% is what's happening inside. So when we do these meditation practices, what we want to realize is every moment we spend inside, aware of our sensations, aware of our feelings, aware of our emotions, that is really the laboratory where we want to be working inside. So although an event outside might trigger something, it will trigger thoughts, it will trigger feelings, and that's natural because we're reacting to the event. But the trick is, in terms of meditation, especially in terms of this particular practices that we're doing here, is to really feel those emotions, those thoughts that are impacting on us, and try to be what we call equanimous. And equanimous takes a bit of practice. So that means try to explore, try to sense, try to feel the tempo of the sensations, try to feel the pain, the frustration, the boredom, because although it triggers outside of us by events, is actually what's happening inside. That's where we can make the real change. Okay, so the more that we can be with our feelings, be with our thoughts of boredom, frustration, pain, the more we can start to change the habit pattern of our mind and realize what's happening inside is actually what we can change, what we can be aware of, and what we can live with. And therefore, instead of reacting, we can respond. And naturally, when we respond to the world, we respond from a base of equanimity and pure understanding and pure truth, because that is what we know is really happening. Okay, so with that note, let's just come into our body. And again, every moment, every step that we're taking is really being in step with what's happening within us. Okay, so take a deep breath, exhaling, and whatever I've said, just put it aside here. Now we're just putting all that aside now, and we're just working from moment to moment. And again, another deep breath in and exhale. And do this about 10 times here. Don't worry about the number exactly, but just do this, get into the rhythm. Nice deep breath. Really feeling out, feeling the spine lengthening and exhaling. And as you exhale, again, squeeze all the air out to this maximum and take a nice, deep, full breath inwards. Okay? And then when you've done your round of deep breath, just take a few moments just to feel the effects of this deeper breathing. Feeling the feet flat on the floor, or the buttocks flat on the floor. And welcome, Lena. And just, Lena, you can just mute yourself. And now let's just take control of the breath here. We're going to breathe in for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4, and then inhaling. And again, just remind you, when you're inhaling and when you're exhaling, try and breathe in fully, exhale fully within those 4 beats. Okay, so trying to have half a tank of air still in the system when you come to the end of the 4th count. Take control of the breath now. Gently squeeze the throat as you inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause calmly. 3, 4. Now exhale calmly, but fully, completely out. Pause calmly, calmly, calmly. Breathing in, squeezing the throat, keep your tension on the back of the throat. 3, 4, pausing, calmly, patiently, full attention. Exhaling. 2, 3, 4, pause. 2, 3, 4. Now just carry on. Feeling that gentle squeeze in the back of the throat, hearing the sound, whatever connects you, whatever keeps you in tension. Keep the mind quiet as you pause. Exhaling smoothly out, feeling the squeeze. And again, just pausing calmly and carry on. So this is a pranayama here, so you're manipulating, you're controlling the breath, so you have a bit of strength here to be concentrated. So really keep your attention focused on the throat, on the breathing, on that squeezing in and squeezing out of the air at the back of the throat, activating those neuroreceptors at the back of the throat, top of the tongue. When the mind goes off, come back. Feel the breath. A couple more minutes here. Okay, and so towards the end of the final pause after the exhalation, and then you pause, then come back to natural breath. And just sensing a space, a new space that you've created through the pranayama practice. Again, not analyzing anything, just sensing how your concentration is. You feel the natural flow of respiration now. And bring your attention to the heart center. And here, just feeling what the heart feels at the moment. Whatever is stored up, whatever you feel that's been triggered, they're feeling now. Honoring this. And gently sort of steer this energy as you breathe in and breathe out of the heart center now. You're just bringing in a more felt sense of your practice. And now connect with why meditation is important. Ignoring your history, your relationship to meditation, why meditation now is important for you now. Whatever it is the reason for you, connect with that now. And allow this deeper reason to come forward in your consciousness. And take this as a clear and powerful intention to take care of yourself in your practice today. Now, as I was saying before in the session, we want to try and not be affected by what's happening in the external world. So it's really about understanding the true nature. And every moment you're feeling now, whether it's joy, peace, frustration, boredom, pain, suffering, let it arise exactly as it is. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't force it out of your system. Allow it to overflow with its fullness, its wholeness. And it's perfect in its essence. So the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to do a bit of a challenging meditation here. It's really just accepting our true nature. So what that means is we need to make room for this to happen. You need to allow this to naturally happen. So you're not insisting on something, you're not trying to change something, you're not trying to add something, you're not trying to change the narrative here. Nothing is lacking, nothing is missing. If it's pain, that's fine. If it's happiness and peace, that's fine. The trick here is not to hold out for that future moment. So in this very subtle meditation we're doing here, this practice is you just allowing whatever arises to arise. Allow this moment to be exactly as it is. I'll be quiet for a few moments here before I say something else, but just notice any resistance arising. If none is coming up, that's great. If it does come up, that's even better. And seeing your true nature is what you're doing here, nothing else. Embrace this moment for what it fully is. If the voice is there, criticizing, the inner dictator telling you shouldn't be feeling this meditation doesn't make sense, this is weird, that also is okay. That's how we've evolved. And I want you now just to notice where you're feeling your attention at the moment. Is it thoughts that are racing around? Just bring your attention to the thoughts that are coming up. Do you feeling something deep in the body in terms of discomfort? Are these sensations, are these thoughts triggering feelings and emotions that you really feel it's quite deep? Again, positive or negative, agreeable, disagreeable feelings and emotions. Just bring your attention here, wherever it is, wherever you're feeling you're being drawn to in the body. And just acknowledging this. This is the moment. This is what's driving you. This is what's carrying you. from here, I want us to take our awareness to our body now. Come to the base of the spine, the spinal cord, the coccyx. And I want you just to sense the alignment of your spine. And from the coccyx, let's move our awareness up the spinal cord. And in this case, I want you to perhaps take a bigger area, perhaps the size of a baseball, a bit bigger than a tennis ball, and just move your awareness up the spinal cord with this area. So you're also including the sides, either side of the spinal cord, the left and right side of the back. And just track your awareness up towards the base of the skull. Sensing your body is rigid, relax the shoulders, the arms, soften the abdomen, allow your stomach just to hang out. Passing the middle and upper spine, upper back, the back of the neck. And resting this ball at the base of the skull. And notice any sensations you can feel at the back of the neck, the base of the skull. Heat, perhaps some throbbing, pulsation, tingling, vibration, goosebumps, anything you can feel, anything that is real. And now from here, I want you to move your awareness up to the crown of the head. And again, the same size, same circumference, same area. Just move your attention up the back of the head. Come to the crown of the head. And notice what sensation you can feel the crown of the head. Is there a weight? Is there heat? Is there some sort of pressure? Is there lightness? And remember what I said before, happiness is what's happening inside. The external events shouldn't affect our happiness. So what that means is knowing what's happening inside. So all these sensations, these thoughts, these feelings, is what you need to get used to, what you need to unpack, dissolve any hardness, dissolve any lightness. And so from the crown of the head, just moving down, and no discrimination to anything that comes up here. Move down to the middle of the forehead. Let's narrow the area down to the size of a euro coin. The third eye. Now move the awareness down to include both the eye sockets. The eyes are closed, sensing the eyelids are just gently closed. But notice if there's any hardness around the eye sockets. Now let's move out to the sides, to the ears now. And notice what sensations you can feel across the ears. And also the vibrations that sound creates when you hear something. My voice, sounds inside the place you're living in, sounds outside. It's all vibration. The whole universe is vibration. And it's how you sense sound. Even silence has a sound. Move your attention down from the ears, down towards your cheeks. What can you feel across your left and right cheek? Cheeks are a great barometer of knowing when we're stressed, when we're embarrassed, when something doesn't go right, the blushing and so forth. Notice how it feels now. Is it neutral? Is the meditation stirring something deep within? Let's come to the nostrils. And we're just going to follow the breath inside the body here. So just coming to the entrance of your nostrils, just feeling the flow of air. Connecting through the nostrils, feel the flaring of the nostrils as you're breathing in, as you're breathing out. And as you inhale, just feeling the air passing through the nostrils, the back of the throat, behind the eyes, through the sinuses, and then just exhaling out. For the next breath of air passing through the nostrils, down through the throat, the back of the throat, and just exhaling out through the throat, through the nostrils. Inhaling again in, and feeling the air passing through the back of the throat into the lungs. Feel expansion of the lungs. Exhale, and feeling this pressure of the air coming back out again. Inhale, coming back in through the lungs, perhaps the abdomen, the diaphragm that draws the air in. As it decompresses, it pushes the air out. Exhaling out. Good. And from the nostrils, just come back to the nostrils and then bring our attention down through to the lips now. What sensations can you feel across the lips? The chin. Releasing the lower jaw if there's any tension in your meditation perhaps. Anything's getting stirred up. Just releasing the lower jaw, relaxing the tongue. And feel all the sensations around the neck, the front of the neck, the clavicles. And now bring your attention to both the hands, the palms of the hands, left and right hand. Whatever mudra, whatever hand position you've taken, just feeling the hands, feeling the sensations. And now include the tops of the hands, the knuckles, the fingertips, the fingernails, the wrists. And move your attention up towards the elbow crease. Again, just keep your attention on within the framework of the body. If the mind is pulling you away, just bring it back. Feel the elbows. What can you feel across the elbows? Now move up the arms. Feeling the upper arms, the tricep, the biceps. And come to the tops of the shoulders. The tops of the shoulders, great. And then moving down into the armpits. And from the armpits, I want you to move inwards towards the center line of the front of the chest, the front of the torso. And just keeping your attention here, notice what sensations you can feel perhaps on the sternum. The breastplate is where these two lines join, or these 2 points join. And now expand this area to, again, the size of a baseball. And stay with the tempo of this practice. Let's move down towards the navel, passing down the center line. You come to the navel, keep the same size diameter. Move down towards the reproductive organs, down towards the seated pose. Now let's move down towards both our feet. If you're sitting on a chair, you might feel this easier than if you've got your legs cross-legged. But again, just staying focused on the practice. And notice what sensations you can feel across both the feet. Just the feet. Toes, the heels, the arches. Now include the ankle bones. Now include the shins, the midpoint of the shins, left and right leg. Can you feel the bony texture? Can you feel something else? Can you feel the fleshy muscle at the back of the calf muscle supporting the shins? Now coming towards the knee, feeling the knee, how it's bent, contort into the position you've made. What sensations can you feel on and across the knee, behind the knee? Now from both the knees, we're going to move up towards our thigh crease. Simultaneously, passing and really sensing the thigh crease, the thigh muscle, the hamstring, perhaps the weight of the hands resting on the thighs. And staying here for a few moments here, this is quite a large muscle group here. And again, we're not doing this meditation just to fulfill a requirement or just to do some repetitive action. We're actually trying to ascertain what is happening within the framework of your body. Noticing the changing nature of the sensations that arise from moment to moment. Strengthen your equanimity. The mind's going to pull you away perhaps to something that's happened. The consequence of something happens is going to pull you to what's going to happen in the future. And again, see if you can just sort of cut the string, cut the rope, and let those thoughts just meander on. Come back to the thighs, to this moment. What's the pressure? What's the temper of the sensations that you're experiencing? Do you feel more pressure on the left side than the right side? Are you experiencing a newer sensation as the mind becomes quiet? Do you feel disconnected? Do you feel bored? If you're feeling bored, then what is the sensation that you can feel? What does boredom feel like? What does pain feel like? What does frustration, doubt feel like in the body? What does joy feel like? And from the thighs, let's move our attention back to the base of the spinal cord, the coccyx. The sitting bones. And I just want you now just to feel the alignment of your spine. From the base of the spinal cord to the base of the skull, and just sense that there is an uprightness. There is a lengthening of the spinal cord. The crown of the head is just gently lifting towards the ceiling. Just take a couple of deep breaths and feel the chest, the sternum opening up. And I want you to feel all the sensations you can feel within the body now. From the toes to the crown of the head. I want you to feel your breath coming through into the nostrils and down through the throat into the chest. And feel the interaction of the breath within the sensations you're encountering. Move your attention now to the heart center. Breathing in and out of this area again. Feel the heart expand as you're breathing in. Feel the heart soften, releasing any tension as you exhale. bring an image of yourself into the heart center. And bring that intention that you set yourself beginning today's session. And see if there's an alignment of person, of that image of yourself, of your intention, and how you're feeling now. What's coming up for you now? Again, just honoring what's there. You're not trying to change anything. And just a couple of words of loving kindness for ourselves. Just that gratitude as well. Every breath we're breathing in gives us life. Every breath, every moment, it's a clean slate to what we want to do. You have a choice in every moment. Have the image of yourself. Just saying these phrases internally. May I be filled in great loving kindness. May I find real peace, real harmony, and real happiness. May all beings find real peace, real harmony, and real happiness. So even though this is a short meditation, just carry the spirit of your practice in everything that you do.